the hell did you just get in my car like that?
That's what we call the transportation.
Snap it.
Teleporting.
Come on. So I got my boys here, yeah. The OG and the YG.
Come on.
What's good, man?
Introduce yourself, guys.
I'll go first. My name's PANASHE. I've got Fusion Studios, Fusion Entertainment. I'm a producer, artist. What's up, people? What's up?
Jeez. I don't know if I can beat that, bro.
you know you got a lot coming on. You got a lot.
My name's D1.
Yeah.
I'm an audio engineer. Mostly had my work from 001s, if you know them.
Serious stuff.
Artist engineering in Scotland.
Yeah.
Come on.
You get me? Flames. You get me, bro? Come on. But yeah, we are here today. We got a little bit different. As you know, we're riding with AF.
Yeah.
But sometimes we gotta go the different route. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to, the motorway is short, so you have to go a different way, you get me?
Yeah.
So yeah, today we're gonna find out the lives of the producers. Or audio engineers, that's what it's,
that's
audio engineers, is that it?
Producer, engineer, you know.
Producer, engineer, everything, you get me?
Like
The behind the scenes, the things that you don't know and you don't get to see today, that's what we're gonna talk about. So riding with AF, we got exclusives upon exclusives.
Jeez.
So right now, you're gonna get the tea. The tea on top of tea, you get me? But yeah, man. We're gonna cruise through the scheme, and as you know, that's what I start with. What scheme are you from, guys?
Jeez, man.
What scheme? Man, that's mine. Well, I say me right now. I'm Gobbles, innit? That's me, Gobbles. But I stayed all over the place, man. I used to stay in Hamilton. That was a scheme I used to stay back in the day. But mine's initially born in London, so that's where I first started in the UK. Then came up here.
Born and raised in London.
I wasn't raised. I moved up from young. So when I moved up, it was like mad young. So then moved up to Glasgow. Oh yeah, safety first, innit?
I know, my guy.
No, just testing.
No, you're good.
Yeah, man. So I say my scheme I'm repping right now has to be Gobbles. That's where I'm at.
That's what
you know what I mean? That's where I'm at.
What about you?
Bro, mine's got a bit of a different story, man. Born in Govan Hill.
Okay.
G Hill. Moved about a lot as well. Used to live in Castlemilk, used to live in Pollock.
Jeez, rough areas, man.
Family is originally from Albania.
Okay, big up the albums.
And I'm currently repping. I'm just gonna rep Glasgow, bro.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
I'm trying to rep Glasgow.
No represent that specific place.
No.
Panache.
Yes.
I want you to explain how was your journey. How did you get into music?
Man, see, for me, I need to take it back. So, I think it started from like just being young, being around family. Like a lot of my family members did music, and it was just always that inspiration in the house. Yeah. So I think from then, I was like, you know what, this is what I need to pursue. So even in high school, I was like, I left early to go do music. Went to college, did sound engineering, and then got that all patterned up. So from sound engineering, that's when I was like, okay, cool. Let me really dive into this whole getting into the studio life, engineering other artists, but at the same time still really working on my craft of making music too. So for me, that's always been the forefront, as being like a producer, artist, rapper, just creating the music part. But then I think the engineering side of things was just more so I could really like perfect my sound and really understand how to make shit sound good. You know what I'm saying? So I think from there, and then started the studio. And that was like 2019. I started the studio, Fusion Studios. So that's when you started. So like when I got that set up, that was just before lockdown. So that was at my time to even start like your own business, which is crazy. So from there, just been working away, setting the label up, and then just working with different artists, getting tracks out. So for me, it's just been a mad journey from like, getting the studio set up and getting this label kicking off the ground. So
big up Fusion, big up anyone that works for Fusion and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so just that's where I'm at with it right now, bro. So right now we're still doing everything else. We've got this EP we're working towards, which I'll tell you about.
So there's big things coming and we can expect.
Man,
but that's good. We'll touch into that very soon. D1, what about yourself? What's your story?
My story's kind of up and down, you know.
Yeah.
I want to say so sound engineer. I've never been musical, bro. I couldn't play guitar. I couldn't play piano. Like man's not really like musical like that. Never was. Basically, bro, man was trying to be a rapper, innit?
Okay.
And I'm not naming any studios, but man used to go to studios, I used to sit in there and I used to be like, it's safe. This guy's not getting my sound the way I want it, you get me?
Yeah, no, I hear that.
I was like, what's the solution here? I was like, safe. I was like, let me try and learn what these guys are trying to do. So I didn't go to college or nothing, man, just on YouTube and that. I 8 hours a day. We were just trying to figure out how do you go from dry vocals to now sounding like it's been professional
mixed,
mastered, you know what I mean? And at the time I was rapping, so I used to just mix my own songs. They never released, I just practiced off my own vocals.
Okay.
And then I got into contact with 001s. They were just starting out, and you know, it was beneficial for me because they were just starting out, I was just starting off, so it was like, cool, let's build something here. Started with them, that started blowing up like mad, and through there, through the funds that I got through that, I opened my own studio 3 months ago, so kind of recent.
Only just recently, yeah?
Yeah, 3 months ago. So yeah, I've been running out of there. 001s now, sort of on another level now. These man are hitting label deals, all this big stuff. And that's
shout out 001s, they're doing their thing. Like, we'll touch into them as well a little bit.
They've opened the gate for me now.
Yeah.
There's now certain man or messaging me like, oh bro, I see me doing with 001s, I'm trying to book. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I get what you mean. They've kind of give you a stepping stone.
Exactly, and then my name's, you know, it's holding a bit more weight now because cool, his portfolio is 3, 4 million, 5 million views in our song, you get me? So it's a bit more, you know what I'm saying?
Some respect on my name,
but
man.
since the start, all I've focused on is mixing and mastering. Different from Panache, I never wanted to step in my lane. I wanted to just have that lane patterned down, like I know I can do this like the back of my hand. So I always just thought I'd stick to this. This is what I'm good at, this is what I know how to do, and I can do it perfectly. And yeah, man, now I'm trying to, kind of like yourself, I'm trying to expand a bit, so I've got this podcast running, so I'm just trying to, trying to contribute to the scene a little bit and be like, cool, let's get shit popping, let's have little things
get some behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. No, that's good. So both of you being engineers and stuff like that, what made, so you already kind of explained why you wanted to become that, but you went to college and so is it two kind of contrast of it? You didn't go to college, you went to college, you kind of just, you know what I mean, happened to do it and be like, yo, let me do it myself. You kind of like went the formal way. What would you say is the best way to become an engineer if anyone wants to become an engineer?
I'd say for me, like, I went to college, but it wasn't how I started doing it. I was already involved in like mixing and mastering and making music. For me, going to college was trying to just take it to the next level.
Yeah, add more skill.
Network as well, and like really meet a lot of different people. So I would say for me, it's like, I don't feel like music is one of those ones you have to go somewhere to study to really make it happen. It's more a case of like, you can really, YouTube these days can teach you anything you want. So really, if you want to learn how to mix and master, you can go on YouTube. You can really go on anywhere online to find. It's really just how dedicated you are.
That's a perfect example because that's what happened to you. Is that how you learned?
Yeah, I'd extend Panashe's point in saying that it's exactly what he's saying. In music, there's no set path to success. You can go either way. You can go up, down, left, right. If you're passionate about it, you'll make it either way. I think I want to touch on the fact that college, if I did go to college again to do sound engineering, it would only be for networking. It's big. Networking is so easy if you're in college because you'll be surrounded by future sound engineers or future producers, or, you know what I'm trying to say, so you'll be in a circle of similar music minded people. But I don't know, I'd say sort of, for me it was like, alright, cool, there's about 1 million rappers, but there's no sound engineers. So I was like, I want to fill that hole, I want to fill that gap where there's like a middleman, there's a guy there that's trying to, you know what I'm trying to say?
So what would you describe as that you do in the songs? What do you do? Because I know people call you magicians, people call you the professors, people call you all sorts, because you do, you know what I mean, you mix it, you master it, you flip the tunes, you do magic. That's literally all you can say, innit? Like, you can make someone that sounds bad sound beautiful.
The way I put it is like, for me, it's taking nothing and making it something. So like, for me, it's literally taking the ideas you have. For me, it's making a beat first of all, because I make the beats.
You make beats as well, okay.
So for me, it's taking that initial idea, creating the beat, the melody, just getting the feel for the song, and then from there, alright, cool, I may start getting the idea for like the hook. I may start thinking, I need to get this artist on it, this vibe for this artist. So then a lot of the times I can just send that beat to that artist or hit them up, and or get a time to come in the studio, and then I might already start writing something myself if I feel like it suits me, or even if I have the whole idea for the hook, I'll write that down and maybe come with the artist, and this is the whole basis for the track. So for me, that's like the process. For me, a lot of the time is really just creating the beat, getting the right artist to come in to hop in the track, and then once that's all done, we go for the recording process. That's usually the fun part. That's when like the magic happens, and then the artist brings their whole ideas, and that's when it really comes into like a whole collaboration, because everybody's bringing their own elements to the song, and you can really feel how it becomes like a piece of magic, literally. And then from that, then I'm mixing and mastering it too. So like from then, I'm like taking the whole thing, mixing it, mastering it, making it sound how I want it to sound, listening to the studio, taking it home, listening to my phone, the car speakers, just going for that final process, and then after that we get down to release it, man, if it's something that we want to get out.
Yeah, D1 as an engineer,
Yeah.
so you do the same thing. Of course, he does a few extra things, a few extra steps. But what is it that you can add specifically, especially, what can you give to the artist?
I say engineers are the backbone, yeah. As in, you can't be a rapper without an engineer, but an engineer without a rapper is still an engineer. Yeah, so deep that for a second. Without the engineer, you're not a rapper.
Say that again so people can understand.
Like,
when I say engineers are the backbone, bro, because without an engineer, you can't be a rapper, G. Yeah, but an engineer without an artist is still an engineer. You feel me? So I'd say we're the backbone, yeah. We're like the behind the scenes. We make the song what it is. The way that PANASHE says, for me, it's like cool. I like to have that and you can totally relate to this because we went through this for yourself.
Yeah.
When you came, phones, we had like a whole hour or 2 hour where I just talked to you.
Yeah.
And I love to do that with clients, with my clients anyways, because I like to understand them.
Exactly.
So I sit there for now, I'm like, why do you do music, and okay, so what should I do and where do you want to take this so that I can have goals to work with? Because I'm not here just to charge you per hour or whatever per song and have you dip. I'm trying to build with you, I'm trying to see you grow in it. So for me it's like, cool, let's sit down, let's talk about it, let's then go into it, let's ease into it, let me see what you can do, let me see what I'm working with, you get me? And for me it's always been trying to make stuff sound industry standard. I use this word quite a lot. It's making it sound.
What is the industry standard? How can us as rappers understand better what the industry standard is and what can we improve on? So what was advice for your rappers that you give?
I'd say for industry standard, for looking at it from a rapper's perspective, I would say the best way for you to tell what an industry standard is always maybe have a reference track, for example. So if you have like a track or an artist that you really mess with, listen to like their best songs that are really at the charts or like on a level where you're hearing it played constantly, because for it to be at that stage, it's met all the criteria to be of that quality to get played on the radio. So I'd say use that track as like a reference for yourself, because as an engineer we can listen to that and be able to tell roughly where you're trying to go in what direction, because even when I'm mixing and mastering, a lot of the time I'll even use a reference track for myself as well, so I can use that as a guidance to like where I want this track to go. So I'd say for rappers that's the best way for yourself.
Do you feel producers, beat makers, DJs, or not even DJs but like engineers and all that kind of stuff are failed wonder kid rappers? Because you said that you have tried to rap but it wasn't really for you, so all that kind of stuff you switched.
PANASHE still does it, man.
Yeah, for me like for me rap, I ain't gonna lie, I forgot to miss. When I started making music, I first started writing bars when I was 8 years old. That's how I started getting into music. But I feel like you said about sticking into your lane as being an engineer, I felt like that was a gap for me. There wasn't really any producers about. So for me, that's kind of where I fell in love with like making music, was being the producer and sticking in that lane. But I'm gonna lie, when I'm in the studio myself, I'll be writing bars to all my beats and all that kind of stuff. Because my plan is to also like release my own solo projects after I've done a lot of producing for other artists. So that's kind of like where I see myself as an artist. It's just not the making of the beats, but just the whole creation of the music. But yeah, I'd say for me that's where I stand on that one, man. Like,
so you kind of just went into, saw a gap in the market and you're like, let me take that.
I feel like before I saw the gap, I was producing. That was like my passion. So it's always been my passion to produce. I'd say like I've always followed different producers' careers and I've seen how they've done it, and I've been like, this is what I want to do. But then the gap in the market came when I started really networking with different artists and realized, like you're saying, there's all just rappers. There's not really any producers and engineers as well. So I feel like that's where I could fill that void and really start connecting with other rappers and then building relationships with them, being able to produce and like engineer their tracks too.
Do you want?
I wanna rephrase when I say, I didn't want to do the rapping thing. Don't get me wrong, man can spit, but I realised that the lifestyle of a rapper wasn't for me.
See, I trust you got bars, man. Believe me, I trust you got bars.
So it was like, cool.
You didn't want to leave the lifestyle?
I don't want to do the lifestyle of a rapper because first and foremost, I hate fame.
Okay.
So I can't be like, bro, like I won't lie, not to like blow my own trumpet, bro. I've been sitting in the car and somebody's drove right beside me, rolled down the window, and D1 done a Mazda still, and I just cringed, bro. I'm like, why does this guy know who I am, or why is he right beside me? So I hate this shit, bro. Like, I just want to be me. I want to have my privacy. So when I realised that, I was like, I can't be a rapper then. You get me? Unless I do an M Huncho type of thing where I'm wearing a mask. But as you can see, bro, even M Huncho, bro, you get demasked one day, bro.
Yeah.
One day you lose your privacy, bro. You can't have it forever. So for me, it was like, cool. I can spit, but it's not at the stage where I can be a rapper, bro.
So we will ever see any releases from D1 at all?
Nah.
Would you rather master at one thing or be the jack of all trades? We have a bit of a difference here. You're kind of like a jack of all trades. You can produce, beat make, blah blah blah, engineer, rap. While he just mastered.
I'm not saying you can't do everything. It's just it's very hard to categorize everything that you do, right? Whereas if you do one thing only, you're going to be known for that one thing only. But I'm not saying you can't do it. Nah, Panache.
For me, it's like the way I see it, I don't really separate, because for me it's just the music making process. So I feel like for me it's not hard for me to separate like rapping and making beats, because for me it's just that whole process of the creating music. You feel me? And plus, I feel like that's why I'm focusing on like producing, and then like producing EPs for other artists, and then after that I'll do my own solo stuff after that too. So I think that's me kind of like focusing on my trade for producing, but then still working on my rapping skills and everything as well, because for me it's like I get inspired by just the artists I work with. So for me, I'm in the studio writing with them, I'm like, yeah man, you just need to be involved. And like artists like Napalms, like ID, Hams, like all my guys, like when I'm around them, it's like even if we're just having fun, just freestyling, whatever, that's when you really get inspired by other artists and really want to start taking that rap seriously for myself. So I feel like you definitely have to like focus on your craft and be like, for example, you're saying yours is engineering. For me, that's producing. So I'd say that's always still my main focus right now. But I feel like rapping also has
holding your. How did you monetize what you used to do?
Monetize?
Yeah, so like as in like how do you start earning money? You know what I mean? Because like it becomes a hobby, let's say, for example, like a passion, and then you start doing it seriously, you start learning, putting effort, time into it, and then where does it start becoming clicking and be like, yo, I need to make this into a business, I need to start charging people for this, that, all that kind of stuff. How do you go into that? What advice can you give to any future engineers and stuff like that?
So for me, I feel like when I started the studio, I also set up the label at the exact same time for that reason. So I had that platform to release my music and to make sure it was all independent. So I feel like it's a hard one, because the money in the music scene, you don't see a lot of it at the start. It's more a case of building your name, your catalog, building yourself as an artist, your brand. It's a process where it's all about growth. And then you notice like in the long run, you start getting more royalties coming through. But for me, it was more like I can only set my label up, and then at least I always have my brand attached to everything that we're doing, like the music. We even do fashion as well. Like my guy Sticks, he does custom shoes and clothing as well. So that's all part of the same brand. So it was more just, maybe I think for an artist, maybe if you have a idea for like a brand, maybe start that, and then you can really start attaching everything you do to that. So it's creates like a name for yourself in terms of that too.
Put it simply as supply and demand, bro. There's demand for something and you can supply it, and that's when you know that I can start charging for this stuff. So for me, it was a thing of like, cool, for the first year, bro, I made no money, bro. I used to go do mixes for free, just to then network with them and be like, cool, well, when I'm good enough, I can start charging these people. You get me? Something else, bro. You just, and it's bluntly, but you just need to be good at what you do. If you can do something at a level that no one else can do, you now run the market share. You now are in control of, cool, if these man want a proper mix and master done, they're gonna come to me. You know what I'm trying to say? And another way to monetize what you do is create a brand, which is what I'm trying to do, which is what Panache has done for a long while. Is put a face to your name, because that's gonna let you monetize stuff. That's gonna be like, cool, if I want to do a podcast, if I want to, you know, as he says, open up a label, and it's the face of, you know, Panache, or the face of Fusion, that's when we start seeing money roll through, because we've got a brand that you're representing now.
What can you say like makes a song a perfect song? You know what I mean? Because like you said, like anyone listening to it, me just as a normal person, I'm gonna listen to the bars, I'm gonna listen, it's clear, crispy, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. But what's the troubles that you have to go through to be like, yeah, this is now the way that I want it to be? Because as you as engineers, you just go through a lot that you have to do that our ears as rappers don't really listen to.
First things first, bro, you need to make sure it's a catchy chorus, because, and I say to people, the chorus is the attention grabber, the verse is what's going to then keep them interested, you get me? So like the chorus is like the magnet that's going to get them to come and listen to the song. So I'd say the chorus, the beat's really important. The beat needs to make sense, it needs to be, you know, it needs to make sense of the lyrics, it needs to make sense of what's trendy right now. What else? That's a good question. I also just feel like the marketing side behind this was going to make a song good or bad. And I say to people, there's a million bangers, but because they're not marketed properly, they don't do the views they deserve. So marketing your music is so important nowadays in 2022.
That's
100%, man. 100%.
And I'm believing that 001s are probably one of your favorite clients that you have currently.
Nah, they're actually the most annoying.
The most annoying?
And they know this because they take like 3 months to write a song. So that's annoying for me, bro, because I need to like they'll come and do like 2 lines of the chorus and come back 2 weeks later and be like, yeah, we've got the other second half of the chorus. Come back after that 3 weeks later with like just the first part of it. So it takes them so long to write because they became such perfectionists. And the recording techniques that they use I've never seen before, other than when I'm down south with other engineers, with other big rappers. I don't see anyone else up here doing it that way. Like for example, like they're really into doing stabs, which I don't see.
What does that mean?
So a stab is where they might say the full line, but they might have like sort of messed up a couple of words. Instead of doing the whole take again, they'll just keep doing those 2-3 words again, and just fill it in, and it's called a stab. I don't see a lot of artists either do the full take or they'll do the whole bit, and if one bit fucks off, it's like, cool, let's do it all again. Whereas they're time efficient, bro, they're trying to get stuff, you know what I'm saying? And bro, just the way they think of songs, bro, like the way they plan everything, and the way they just have certain lyrics come in that they know is gonna bang when they put it on TikTok. They say certain stuff that they know is gonna bang. These man think about stuff outside the box. Like these man are outside the box. You get me? Like it's quite crazy, to be honest, man. But yeah.
No, that's good. That's sick. And just before we move on, how is it working with someone that is managed and labeled compared to an independent artist?
The standards are fucking crazy. Like I send about 23 drafts of a song, because it's not just them that need to be happy, it needs to be the management, it needs to be the labels, it needs to be the A&Rs behind the labels. I'll give you a quick example that I'd done a song and mixed it and stuff, and they were like, yeah, nah, at this point and this point it's sounding a bit off. I'm thinking, mad, like these men are that perfectionist that they're like, this bit needs to sound, it's not blending in enough. So very high standards.
Yeah, so did that make you improve your game as well?
Yeah, but it's stressful though, but
yeah. I get it.
Frosty, man, I'm happy with that track, man. That was a vibe.
Definitely. How long did it take to you said you wrote in 30 minutes, but how long did it take in your part to do it?
So that's much longer. Much longer, yeah.
So actually, that's a good question. Roughly, how long does it take for you to mix and master?
Bro, it's mad, because so if I have a track which I'm mixing and mastering, I'd say I give myself at least a week, because I like to listen to the track. If I'm fully in the studio all day mixing the track, I'll go home, listen to it on like maybe Bluetooth speakers, maybe in a car, on my phone, just so I can get like a understanding of how it's sounding, all different things. Because you know, when people listen to music, they ain't gonna always have like a full studio set up, so you need to know how this is gonna sound on your phone and everything else. So for me, I go for that process, which could take like a few days, and then I'd say maybe like a week or two. Okay, yeah, I'd say that.
What about you, Demon?
I mean, I'm also like maybe mixing 8 to 10 tracks at a time. So it's like doing a bit of everything on every little track. So what I like to do is, like, if there's 4 tracks still on the EQ side of things, I do all those at once, because I'm in the same frame of mind. Some of them are in like the mid stage where it's like, cool, I've still to add some stuff on, and I'll do them. But a song, if you give me a song, if it's 001s, it's about a month I need to sit on it, but anyone else is about 3 to 5 days, max 7 days. As he says, maybe a good week of like.
Do you try to make it as quick as possible, or would you rather the quality be perfect before we give it to them?
I'm a quality freak, man.
Yeah, that's the thing about us, it's all about quality more than anything else. Like, for me, time ain't even an issue when it comes to quality. If it's going to take me longer to get it done, it's going to take longer. But the thing is, no matter what, it's all about that final result. We just need to be happy with that and make sure the artist is happy as well. And then that's it, man. Because once it's out there, it can't be changed. It's out there for good.
No, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, man. Quality over quantity. That's what I say.
Alright, good. That's good. And when it comes to choosing which people you work with, how do you pick out which ones to work with and not to work with?
For me, it's I need to see a form of potential, and I need to see the vision. If somebody says to me, "I'm just rapping for fun," I'm like, there's no point in me doing your tracks, and you get me. If somebody says to me, "Look, bro, I'm rapping. I've only been doing it for a year. I think I'm going to improve, and by next year I want to do this and do this." They've got a goal for themselves. It's perfect for me because they've got something to work to, something for me to help them achieve. So for me, it's like if they've got good potential, they've got good vision, and obviously if they're hard, bro, then also that's somebody I can work with.
Yeah, I definitely hear that.
For me, it's the exact same. Really, like it's a vision, man. Like I hate working with artists. Like I've been in situations working with artists in the studio, and I can just tell they're not taking it seriously. They're here for a laugh, and for me, it's like it's not even about the money at that stage. It's like it's my time as well, and like music's my passion. So I wanted to work with someone who's really dedicated and is just as passionate and really has a vision for the art, man.
You got a podcast?
Yeah.
Want to talk about why you wanted to do that? What was the initiative?
Basically, bro, it was the whole question you asked earlier of like, is it, you know, do you hit the ceiling quite early as an engineer?
Yeah.
I feel like I was like, shit, bro, like I could become irrelevant if I don't switch and do something else, bro. Because I'll be honest, bro, like D1, but if you're only known as an engineer, then it's like cool, like you're never ever gonna be able to grow. So I was like, let me do something that no one's doing, and I really want to contribute to the scene, bro, because there's a bunch of rappers, but there's not like stuff like this or podcasts where you get to know the rapper outside of the rapper. You
personality wise,
yeah. So I was like, let me do something, and people might find this, you know, crazy because obviously I'm known as D1. I don't talk much. I'm just an engineer, but like talking wise, bro, I can talk for ages. And I feel like my mindset and the music thing is levels in it. So I was like, bro, there's no one better to do a podcast than myself. And that's
basically for me, I ain't gonna lie, just look out for the next single we got coming out. It's called Eliminate. I haven't got a date for that yet, but just keep a touch on the Fusion socials, keep a touch on my socials.
Where can I find your studio? Where can I?
Studio is Fusion Studios. So if you go on Instagram, it's fusionstudios.gla. It's right in City Centre.
City Centre, Glasgow. If you're Glasgow based, hopefully most of the people watching are. Go through to studio. If you want to be a rapper, if you want to be a producer, if you want to learn, if you want to just network, we're there.
Come through, man.
What about you, D1? Where can you find your studio?
Just message me and I'll tell you.
Say no more.
Shh. I'll have the D1, but not the studio.
That's exactly.
It's a brand.
But yeah, man, this is the final episode.
Is actually
for the season. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just. So yeah,
it's
man.
Been a pleasure, man.
It might be, it might not be, but anyways,
nah, it's been good, man. The chemistry's been there with him, me and Panache.
It's good. I appreciate. I've worked with these two guys. That's why I got them in. You know what I mean? Different sounds. They brought out different things. I've learned a lot of things from them, so I had to bring them in and you know what I mean, get their say and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, it's been a pleasure. Say your socials. Actually, I forgot about that. Say your socials, innit? Plug yourself. Plug yourself. Where can I find you?
D1 official.
Instagram, yeah?
Yeah.
There you go.
At Real PANASHE.
No worries. We'll put it all in the description below. But anyways, guys, say it with me. Like,
comment, subscribe.
I've been on the upper side, really trying to make you splatter. Swing my shanks, my bridges, that's our way of catching a laughter. Swing my shanks, my bridges.